Hello viewers of our channel. In today's video, we bring to your attention 8 facts about the atrocities of Genghis Khan and his successors, the Mongols. 8 cruel deeds of Genghis Khan and his successors. In the 13th and 14th centuries, a vast empire occupied half of the Eurasian landmass. At its peak, it stretched from the Pacific shores of the Korean peninsula to the frigid forests of Eastern Europe. This was the mighty Mongol Empire, and its emperors, known as Khagans, were among the most bloodthirsty and powerful rulers in human history. Here we examine 8 of their most shocking acts. Genghis Khan was born Temujin in the mountains of northern Mongolia in 1162. He later founded the Mongol Empire, which ruled from 1206 to 1227. In February 1221, Genghis Khan's forces besieged the city of Merv in what is now Turkmenistan. When the inhabitants of Merv surrendered to the Mongols, the conquerors responded by virtually wiping the city off the map, killing, looting, and destroying the ancient metropolis. The Khan reportedly gave himself a front-row seat to the chaos in Merv. He sat on a golden throne and watched as people were dragged before him and executed. It was said to be a memorable day for shrieks, tears, and wailing. The invaders tortured the wealthy inhabitants of Merv to force them to give up their money and treasures. One source puts the death toll in the Merv massacre at 700,000, while a contemporary Persian chronicler estimated the body count at a staggering 1.3 million. The Khan apparently ordered each of his soldiers to kill at least 300 people. Ogedei Khan, the son of Genghis Khan, ruled as Khagan Emperor of the Mongol Empire from 1229 to 1241. Like his father, Ogedei loved war, sending vast Mongol hordes thousands of miles in almost every direction to fight and expand the empire. He was also responsible for what one historian called one of the most horrific Mongol atrocities recorded in history. This was the mass rape of Oirat girls. In 1237, according to Persian chroniclers, the Oirat people failed to contribute the expected number of young women to the Mongol emperor's harem. Enraged, Ogedei decided to punish the Oirat. He ordered his soldiers to repeatedly rape 4,000 Oirat girls, while their families were forced to watch. 2 of the girls died, and the rest were distributed as sex slaves among the harem, trade caravans, and the Mongol army. The destruction of Baghdad. Hulagu Khan, the grandson of Genghis Khan, led an army of approximately 150,000 men into Baghdad, the capital of the powerful Abbasid Empire in modern-day Iraq. Mongol forces, including Chinese siege engineers, captured the city on February 10, 1258. The victors poured into the city and began a week of carnage, inflicting looting, rape, torture and murder on the inhabitants. One contemporary source reported that 800,000 people were killed during the siege of Baghdad and its aftermath. However, this source also claims that this number does not include those who drowned, children thrown into the mud, or those who died of disease, hunger, and fear. Some sources even estimate the total death toll at up to 2 million, although the exact figure is unknown. Baghdad, destroyed in 1258, was a city during the Islamic Golden Age, resplendent with majestic libraries, palaces, and mosques, and for centuries a centre of learning. One chronicle says the Tigris River was black with ink from the books of the destroyed House of Wisdom and red with the blood of murdered philosophers and scholars. The Siege of Nishapur. The Siege of Nishapur, modern-day Iran, in April 1221 was bloody and brutal. A massive Mongol army attacked the city, hurling hundreds of fireballs, 250,000 large stones, and much more at the defences. Nishapur eventually fell, and bloody house-to-house fighting erupted within the city. The survivors, like all other residents of Nishapur, were beheaded after being pulled from underground shelters, piles of rubble, and heaps of bodies. The Mongols made 3 piles of skulls from those beheaded in Nishapur, 1 pyramid each for men, women, and children. Genghis Khan made it clear to his commanders that he did not want anything to survive in Nishapur. So even the city's dogs, cats, and vermin were exterminated. 400 skilled workers were spared, but all remaining 170,000 inhabitants of Nishapur were massacred. Genghis Khan's brutal funeral procession. In August 1227, Genghis Khan died. The powerful warlord is said to have decreed that his burial site would remain secret. Marco Polo, the famed Venetian explorer who served as ambassador to the Mongol Emperor Kublai Khan in the 1270s and 1280s, recounted a grim account of Genghis Khan's funeral. According to this version of events, the 2,000 slaves working at the late emperor's burial site were killed by their guards, who were in turn killed by a second infantry unit. These soldiers then made their way through the countryside away from the burial site, killing anyone who saw them, leaving no trace of their presence or witnesses to their route. This final group of men committed suicide upon returning to base. Modern experts have concluded that the most likely location of Genghis Khan's tomb is in the area of the Mongolian sacred mountain Burkhan Khaldun in the far north of Mongolia. The horrific treasure hunt of Termez. In 1220, Mongol troops sacked the ancient city of Termez in modern-day Uzbekistan. According to legend, a local woman begged the Mongol invaders to spare her, claiming she had swallowed pearls. Her captors cut her open and took the precious stones. This prompted the Mongol commander to order the exhumation of every Termez resident, believing that this would yield similar riches. The Otra Massacre. In 1219, after Inalchuk, the governor of Otra in modern-day Kazakhstan, had severely provoked Genghis Khan, the Mongol emperor led a massive army to invade the Khwarezmian Empire and lay siege to Otra. 5 months later, the oasis city was captured. The Mongols executed Inalchuk by pouring molten silver on his neck. Some sources say it was poured into his ears and eyes. The fighters defending Otra were killed, and the entire city's population was driven out onto the plain by the victorious Mongols. Every one of them, approximately 100,000 people, was killed. Bags of severed ears. At the Battle of Legnica in modern-day Poland in April 1241, the Mongols were said to have counted the number of European enemy casualties by cutting off the right ear of each enemy corpse. The severed ears reportedly filled 9 large bags. This gruesome method of collecting battlefield data by the Mongols may also have occurred in Bulgaria and Russia around the same time. There, according to some sources, the number of bloody trophy ears numbered in the thousands. That's all the information I wanted to share with you today. What other historical events are you interested in? Write about it in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe and press the like button. The Pastology channel will continue to create for you.